How's it going, guys? It's your host with the most, Solaris 100, and today we're going to review the all-black Nike Off White the 10 Vapormax. If you're following the sneaker game, you know that Virgil Abloh is absolutely killing it. He really busted on the scene with the 10s, where he basically took 10 iconic sneakers from the Nike catalog and he put his own design spin on them. He was basically the design director of Kanye West's design company Donda, and he moved on to create his own stuff, especially the clothing label Off White. The thing about Off White is that it used a lot of bold graphics, and he did things like printing belt on an actual belt or putting socks on the actual socks. Clever, right? So if you look at the 10 shoes he designed or reimagined for Nike, you will see exactly these off-white design details as well. So he was either deconstructing shoes and playing with the materials, or he used a lot of translucent materials, giving it this kind of ghosted look. So after dropping a new colorway for the Air Jordan 1, they now moved on to the Vapormax. Hype levels were off the charts. You really had to put in the work to secure a pair of these new Off-White Vapormax. I was able to acquire my pair thanks to the good people at Offspring in London. They're running this competition on Instagram called The Backdoor, where you have to leave a funny comment below a mystery image, and if they pick you, you're able to acquire that mystery shoe. So I was just entering the backdoor. And as I was one of the lucky ones who got picked, I was able to acquire the shoe when it dropped. So with the all-white Vapormax release just around the corner, I thought it would be fun to check out the all-black pair so you get a feeling of what to expect from the all-white pair. So yeah, I got the shoes finally with me, so let's have a look what I got. Very, very exciting. As I said, 2017 was all about the 10s, so finally having a piece out of that Virgil Abloh collaboration in hand is very, very exciting. So let's see if they live up to the hype, if they're cool, if I'm feeling them. Let's check them out together. La, 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 la. You know, peeps, double boxing, that's where it's at. So as I mentioned earlier, Off-White is all about having these funny details where they spell out what things are. Already on the box, you see it says swoosh on it instead of showing the swoosh. The whole box is turned inside out. They put Off-White Nike shoebox Beaverton, Oregon. The box actually looks quite small. When I just unpacked it, I was like, oh, that feels like a very, very small box. And maybe that's because they turned the inside out. I have no idea. But enough about looking at the box. Let's have a look at the actual shoes. La, 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 la. As you can see, the box has been turned inside out, so you have the bright red on the inside, and you can see already it has the Off-White branding on the paper the shoe is wrapped in. This is always a nice touch. I love it when they're not only branding the box, but they're branding everything which is inside the box. The first thing that welcomes me is the second pair of laces. As you can see, it says shoelaces printed onto it. It's in this electric blue color. I'm not quite sure it works that well with an all-black shoe, but well, I'm gonna rock it with black laces anyway, so I don't mind. But now, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. Let's look at one of the most hyped shoes 2017 and 2018. The Nike Off-White Vapormax. La, 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 la. So, here we have it. Let's have a look. There's a lot of stuff going on with that shoe, which I like. I like details. So I'm already feeling this shoe. I think it looks really cool. My first impression is I actually prefer it to the previous model because I feel the all black really works on that shoe. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on. He's using a lot of interesting materials. So I do feel, although I like my loud shoes, that a more subtle option is beneficial for what he's trying to do here. The first thing you of course see is that clear Vapormax sole. That's always a really big eye catcher. I think it's really cool. I never wore a Vapormax, so it's going to be really interesting to see how it feels walking around with it. I mean, that looks super comfy just looking at it. Let's see if that's the case. Then the next thing that catches my eye is of course the Air, which is printed on the heel, referencing the Air sole, which is cool. Then the next thing that catches my eye is the Nike swoosh in this really cool plasticky material sewn onto the shoe. There's a bit of an orange highlight, which you can see in all the other Off-White 10 Nike shoes as well. Then I get a lot of kind of Batman Arkham Asylum vibes from this shoe as well, because you got basically the black fly knit upper, and you got a bit of lush leather there, and you have this kind of matte plasticky thing on the heel, which really, you know, it feels like this kind of Batman suit where they're using all these different materials. I'm pretty sure that Batman would rock this shoe. The matte material is not only on the heel, you have it on the toe box as well, which I think is a really nice touch. It just contrasts nicely with the black fly knit upper. Turning it further around, you see he's doing the same thing that he already did on the Nike shoe box, printing the address of Nike in Oregon on the side. I think it looks quite interesting because of the print that comes across differently on the fly knit and on that matte plastic color. Plus I really like it that the type is kind of see-through through the swoosh. So yeah, it's very interesting. It's like a really nice texture and a very nice layering going on in the shoe as well. Then of course, the elephant in the room is the Off-White price tag. This is of course shouting Off-White to everybody you walk past who's in the know. So if you want to flex on any hype beast, you want to keep that on the shoe. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna remove it if I'm gonna rock it because yeah, I think it's just a little bit too much and it looks a little bit too silly to me. But as a detail, I think it's a lot of fun. What does it say? It says Off-White, CO Nike, 2017, zip tie. On the heel, you got this really small pull tab there. And yeah, it says Vapormax very subtly on the heel, etched into the material, which is quite cool. I think one thing you really want to do with this shoe is wear black socks. The fly knit material is very breathable and has like big holes in it. So yeah, there will be definitely some color flashing through from any socks you might rock. So I would definitely wear black socks with this shoe because you don't want to see any white stuff flashing through it. Inside the shoe, it says the 10 and you get the Off-White logo. No Nike branding whatsoever. That's just on the outside of the shoe. The other thing that's quite interesting is that they put the Made in China tag on the outside quite prominently. So I'm pretty sure that's another part of this whole thing of showing the unnecessary information that normally is got hidden away and putting that in the spotlight. So shout out to the Chinese sweatshops. You did a great job. That shoe looks very solid. Well done. Personally, I think it looks really good. Like I said before, I prefer this very much to the original, the 10 version, and I prefer to the all-white version as well, because it just looks better in black, in my humble opinion. It definitely looks high fashion, yet it looks very wearable. It's definitely a bit of a hype shoe you're rocking when you're going to a sneaker convention and you try to flex on some people. I would not wear that, you know, just to go to my local supermarket. Yeah, I think it's really, really cool and wow, it's great. I finally can add one of these hype pieces to my collection because definitely 2017 and 18 is the year of Virgil Abloh going crazy, especially after he got appointed menswear director for Louis Vuitton. Streetwear is so massive at the moment that even the high fashion houses try to get a piece of the action. Because Virgil Abloh, let's face it, he's not a trained fashion designer. He didn't graduate from St. Martin's or any other of the big universities that are known for their fashion design. He was just very hype savvy and created this crazy brand and created all this hype. Louis Vuitton appointing him and hiring him just shows how that's way more important these days than having a traditional fashion education. It's going to be very interesting what Nike is doing with that kind of collaboration going forward. Looks like they're going to rinse it a little bit, so they're going to release different colored versions of all the different models. But personally, I don't think it's a bad thing because it gives collectors who missed out the first time around another chance to acquire the shoe. I'm happy I was able to acquire the shoe the second time around. So very chuffed, loving the shoe, gonna rock it, gonna shock it, and I'm gonna hype block it. Ooh! So that's my review of the Nike Virgil Abloh Off White Vapormax or black version. Let me know if you copped it, if you were lucky to win any raffles, or if you queued up to get that shoe. Let me know your story in the comments below. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and of course, I'm gonna post more pictures of this great shoe on my Twitter and Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel because more cool content will come your way. So yeah, see you guys later. Bye.